workout right here. Woo! Come on, quiet. Make some noise up in here. Here we go. Song says, come on in. Say, come on in. Everybody, come on in. Come on in. If y'all sound real good. Come on in. Everybody, come on in. I like that music. Everybody, come on in. You got your mic and everybody, come on in. I do. Oh, say, pray. Keisha, John, Bam, Pookie, say Sarah, Billy, say Prince, say Sam, say Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, say Mary, anybody, go with Mary, say Mary, say Tom, Esther, say Ron, say Priscilla, Aquila, Hezekiah, Jeremiah, come on in, everybody, I see you, everybody, come on in, everybody, come on in, everybody, come on in, come on in. I need the spirit. Hey, come on in. Everybody, come on in. Join this Facebook Live. Come on in. Somebody needs a word. Somebody needs a laugh. Don't you sit right there. Peter, step aside. Hey, come on. Everybody, come on in. Come on in.
Tonight, my mission deals with a topic that some people shy away from, and at one point, I did myself. But due to one report from the doctor, changed my total outlook and in turn made me welcome the idea of health, nutrition, and fitness. My perspective has changed so much that now eating right and exercise has become a part of my daily lifestyle. But of course, it wasn't always like that. Let me rewind just a little bit. It all started when a cute little boy was born on February 13th, 1989 to Wallace and Teresa Black. This little baby boy would soon grow up to be a phenomenal, creative, and energetic young man. But let me digress just a little bit. Sit back and enjoy my story on the road to good health and fitness. What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday! Woo! Yes, happy Tuesday. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it, and forever sing his praises, for he is good. Happy Tuesday to you. Hope all is well. I'm excited that you're here. Listen, like, share, comment. Like, share, comment, do all that wonderful stuff tonight. Let me see your hearts and likes and all those good things. Your praying hands, your worship hands, your lifted hands, all that good stuff. Because tonight we have a wonderful topic that I personally feel is great, because it's something that really helped me as an individual. And, you know, we're helpers one to another. And if something benefits me, I believe it'll also benefit my brother and my sister in Christ. So I want to give you my story tonight. I'm very, very excited about it. So y'all sit back. Here it goes. Here's my story. Let's get started. It all started. Let me go back more than a couple of years. Let me go back some time, you know. I remember when I was in ninth grade. And I had to get a physical for something. And I was trying to wreck my brain, trying to remember why I had to get this particular physical. It wasn't because I didn't run cross country till 12th grade. So I forget what it was for. It was for something. I had to go get a physical. So I went and got a physical, excited about getting my physical and all that good stuff, making sure I'm healthy and everything like that. So I went to the doctor. Everything was going well. Everything was great. Everything was grand. And when they took my blood pressure, they put the thing on, and I noticed it was getting like real tight, and I ain't never really experienced it that tight before. And I was like, doctor, what is going on here? What is going on here? And so when they took my blood pressure, I noticed the doctor was like, that something is not right. And you guys, I had super high blood pressure. It was super, super high. The regular blood pressure, of course, is 180/20. And, 120/80, my fault. Mine was like way, way high. I think it was like it probably might have been 1. I forget exactly what it was, but I know it was really, really high. And, then they were able to check even like my cholesterol and all that good stuff. And the cholesterol was high. Everything was just, when it came to blood pressure and cholesterol, it was just bonkers. It was crazy. And the doctor was like, this is not normal for especially a ninth grader. I think I was like 13, 14, something like that. And it had gotten so serious where the doctor had told me, you have hypertension, or I think there was like borderline hypertension. And it's not safe, and you possibly can die. So I'm thinking, wait. Now, when I walked in this door and came into this doctor's office, I felt perfectly fine. Like, can we do this again? Like, can we have a redo? Because this is not right. I have never, that I've experienced, remember having high blood pressure before. It seemed like before then it was always normal. And, so the doctor, they start asking you questions. What have you been eating? Or have you been stressed? All that good stuff. Then they look at your weight. And during that particular time, I was pretty much overweight. Like, believe it or not, I had a big belly. I had a roundish. It was like a little friend. You could rub it, So, but in all seriousness, though, it was an issue. And so I had everything that I wasn't supposed to have. I was overweight. I actually was stressing. I'm going to talk to you about that as well. And, I love food. Those of you who know me know that food is definitely a good friend of mine. And, I really didn't pay attention, I guess, to what I ate. I was just eating because I thought I was healthy. There were times that I would go, I thought I was exercising, to an extent, not in the magnitude that I do it now. Or did it right after. But I thought everything was well. So the doctor said, what we're going to do is we're going to monitor you for 2 weeks. And if your blood pressure doesn't come down considerably, then we're going to put you on blood pressure pills. And those of you who know me know I do not like pills. I prefer a gummy or a liquid, but pills is just not my friend. It's just I don't know if it's psychological or whatever. But I just prefer not to take a pill. Even like today, Tylenol, Advil, Motrin, that's not in my DNA. So they monitored me, and every day I went to school for 2 weeks. I had to go to the nurse's office in the morning and in the afternoon to get my blood pressure checked. And I remember feeling really, really bad because during my ninth grade year, believe it or not, I was very, very stressed. Because I had a teacher I was in this program called IB, and it was like a really, really advanced program. But I had this one teacher who was just like overly advanced. And she made us do so much work. It was so stressful. I would be up like at 5 in the still doing work for that class. I was very, very stressed because, growing up, doing good in school, making straight A's, you want to keep the cycle going, but it stressed me out. And I didn't know that stress was having an effect on my blood pressure, and me eating anything was having a stress on my blood pressure. And then also just gaining weight, it was having an effect on my blood pressure as well. And so they would test it for that whole week. They would monitor it that whole week. And I remember going every day hoping that it would change. Lord, let this blood pressure go down and do all this, please, God. The first couple of days, nothing went down. Like, it just kept being super, super high. It was so sad. It was so sad. So if y'all could have saw how the way I acted, how sad I was, that knowing that my blood pressure wasn't going to come down, I was like, what's wrong with me? And I thank God for my family. And of course, you guys know my mom, Evangelist Teresa Black, and my father, of course, Pastor Wallace Black, my sisters, Jennifer and Stephanie. But my mom, she's a very, very fitness-oriented individual. So thank God for the help and guidance of her as well, because she was like, you know what? I know I'm going to put you on a good, healthy diet. So I had to get rid of all, salt pretty much, sugar, all that good stuff. I had to get into exercising, had to get into eating right and all that good stuff as well. Well, that whole first week seemed like nothing would change. It would just stay high. It may come down just a little bit, but it was still considered real high. The following week is when I got super serious about it. I said, you know what? I'm cutting out all this food. I'm going to exercise, and I was asking God to show me ways to not be so stressed, especially about this particular class. And for that second week, I was like, I ain't going to worry about all this. I'm just going to do what I can. And that's all I could do. I'm only in the 9th grade, I wasn't an adult at that particular time. And thank God for the encouragement of my parents. And so I started doing that. So the next week, thank the Lord, about that Wednesday, it started going down, almost started being normal. But the interesting thing about it was when I got to that Friday and I had to go back to the doctor and, get tested again, they were like, okay, everything looks normal. You don't have to be on blood pressure pills. But the funny thing about it was I went home and I was so excited. I was like, okay, now I can go back eating the way I was. Yeah. Now I can, I have to do all this exercise. I ain't got to do all that. And then, all this stuff. And my mother looked at me and was like, what you talking about? And I was like, oh, well, I was just going to go get some fries right quick. And she was like, She said, this is not just for temporary. This is a lifestyle for permanent. So I was like, and she was like, yeah. She's like, you have to change your eating habits. You have to change your way that you do things now, even with fitness, so that you can consistently have a normal blood pressure. And I think that's one thing that we mess up on. And that's the first point I want to make, is the idea that when we get a good reading or a good report from the doctor, we can go back to the way that we were. And that's not necessarily true. You've got to continue. And that's what nutrition, eating right, and fitness is all about. Continuing doing the thing that caused positive results to happen. So that's how it changed my life at first. I started really getting into eating right, really getting into exercising, finding ways not to stress, finding ways to alleviate stress. And let me tell you something, and I'm not trying to be super, I am spiritual, so I ain't even going to try to say I'm not trying to be spiritual. I am super spiritual. Prayer was a key factor, because through prayer and seeking God's face, he showed me ways how to not stress over stuff, how to not become perplexed, how to not be terrified and horrified by deadlines and all that other stuff. And that was a blessing as well. And it was very interesting for me, because I didn't realize I was going to change my life by doing this, and it was going to affect me for the rest of my life. Now, I want to make is it a disclaimer out there as well? Just because you decide to change your lifestyle of eating, which is very, very good. Some people say, well, you mean I can never have that again? Or I can never go to that particular restaurant again? No, what I'm saying is I had to learn moderation. I had to learn that you can't do this all the time. But now a healthy lifestyle should be the majority of your life. But there could be times when you have, this piece of cake over here and this piece of thing over there, and enjoy it. But you go right back into having a healthy lifestyle. And I think that's my second point, that people, misjudge or look at in a negative sense. You got to continue this thing. And when I started seeing results within myself, that's when I got super, super excited. That's when I got super happy and realized, I can take this thing up to another level. And when I did, y'all, weight started coming off. Woo! I started feeling like a different person, because of the fact that now I'm healthy, so I feel different. I look different. You start acting even more positive because you can do more. You know, your body's not being weighted down by all this sodium and all this sugar and all these fats and all these additives and all the things that you're not supposed to have, affecting your cholesterol, affecting your sight, hearing, all those things. Everything became so much more alert, and I was excited about it. It was super, super exciting. Now, let me say this as well. I will be honest with you, because people will say, well, so you got that one diagnosis and it just changed your life completely and you just stayed healthy and fit for just this whole time to your age now. Unfortunately, I wish I had that testimony, but I did not. There was a moment I fell off the bandwagon and I went back to them fast food restaurants. I went back to them burgers, them fries. I went back to them deep fried things. I went back to those, high sodium foods, high cholesterol, stuff to give you high cholesterol. I went back to them sweets and them cakes and them pies and them, oh my goodness, y'all. I did. I really, really did. And the weight started coming back on because it will. And the weight started coming back on, and you're not feeling your best. You can't really maneuver as freely as I could when I was eating right and stuff. And I remember one time I was preaching, and I was preaching the word, and the Bible says, and the Lord said, and God's gonna do it. And I remember I was preaching, and I took a breath, and I had a hard time trying to breathe. I was like, I remember my hand was like on my side, and I touched the side of my stomach, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to do something about this. This is too much. And when it started affecting me spiritually, where I couldn't get the words out right, and it felt like I was having some type of an attack, breathing, I said, oh, no, I got to do something about this. And I clearly remember we were at a service in Georgia. As a matter of fact, my mom had to preach in Georgia, and I think it was Savannah, Georgia. And the next day I went to a restaurant, and it was a burger joint. It was called, what was the name of I can't remember the name of it. I'll put it in the comments what I remember. It was, oh man, I forgot. Is it Steak and Shake? Steak and Shake. Steak and Shake. Or Shake and Steak. Something like that. Y'all help me. Is it Steak and Shake? Steak and Shake. Or Staking and Shaking and whatever. Something like that. Y'all help me out. But Steak and Shake. Yeah. Shake and Steak, I think. Something. But I went there, y'all. And you know what? Moderation at that particular point was just not my friend. And so I ordered like a double burger. Then I ordered a hot dog and a milkshake. And then I ordered another burger, and I think I had a half of another hot dog. And, it was just, so I remember we were before we left to leave Georgia, we were at it was the Tanger outlets, the different stores and outlets. And I walked past a mirror, and y'all, this was my breaking point for sure. Now, by this point, I'm an adult, so I should be taking care of you would think you would be taking care of yourself, accountability, responsibility, all that good stuff. But I remember I walked past a mirror, and I looked in the direction of the mirror, and y'all, I didn't even know it was me. I thought it was somebody behind me. And I was thinking to myself, I said, wow, whoever's behind me, they got a big belly. And I was talking about myself. I was talking about me, and me. Myself. Thinking it was somebody else. And that really made me just look at myself in the mirror and have a total recall and look at myself and be like, you need to change. You got to stop this. You got to get yourself in order. And blessed be the name of the Lord. From that point, that's when I took it very, very serious. Of course, not great. I took it serious during that point as well, because as I continue on, of course, I ran cross country in high school. So that provoked me also to stay healthy. But when I graduated, and then, as I went on to, USC Sumter and different things, I started, growing more and all that good stuff. But when I saw myself in that mirror and thought it was somebody else, I realized it's time to make a change. So I knew what to do. And I knew the formula and I knew the method, but it took action. And that's the next point I want to make. You've got to take action. We know what to do. We know how to do it. I think sometimes when it comes to eating right and nutrition and fitness and all that good stuff, we say, well, it takes a long time to get results, but don't think about how long it's going to take. Think about the consistency, being consistent, persevering. And it works hand in hand, even in the spiritual. When you persevere in prayer, when you stay consistent in your word, when you are repeatedly fasting and seeking the face of God, something great has to happen. And that's with fitness as well. When you consistently exercise, consistently eat right, you're not going to stay at that same level. Something good is going to happen. So I consistently did. I said, oh, no. I got to keep on doing this. I got to keep on doing this. And before long, thank God, the weight started falling off again. And then this time it was a different. Now this time, y'all, I look different. Like I really look different on this one. I don't know if y'all saw the before or the after picture on that flyer, but I used to have a real, sort of still do, but my face was extremely round because I had I got like big cheeks or whatever. So sometimes when people just see my picture of my face, they think I'm a big person until they see me in person. They be like, oh, your face makes you look like you were sort of a big person. But when that face started coming down too, because it will, it just started transforming, and I could see the transformation within myself. And I realized too, I'll say this because a lot of times we say we're going to lose weight for this event, or we're going to lose weight so they can see me looking different. But when I really realized that I need to lose weight for myself so that I can stay healthy, even when it's not just to go to another event or go to this place, or by my birthday, I'm going to be this, or it's good to make goals. Please make goals. But make sure you're doing it for yourself. Don't always say, well, I'm just going to do it for them so they can see me different. No. Let's not get conceited. Let's not get within ourselves. Let's not try to get any glory. Always give the glory to God. But let's remember that he's given us a responsibility to take care of ourselves. So do it for you so that you can function properly in the service of the Lord. So you can function properly if you're married, for your marriage, for your children. You're doing it for yourself so that it can affect you positively in your future. So it's imperative that you take hold of the idea of being healthy and the idea of eating right and the idea of being physically fit so that you as an individual can function properly for the rest of your life. Your heart, your lungs, every organ inside your body gets super excited when you exercise, when you eat right, when it feels the roughage of of that lettuce, of that salad, when it feels the leanness of that meat, that healthy meat, when it understands and notices the grains and the oats and all that good stuff that are causing protein and fiber and all that good stuff to come into your body gets so excited. It's like, oh, we gonna have a good day up in here today, And that's what I think about. Even when I'm exercising, I get tired and I don't want to push anymore. I don't want to lift no more weights or anything like that. I'm like, let me push because my muscles are saying, thank you so much. Yes, we may hurt a little bit right now, but it's going to affect you positively in the future. And that's not to say like you should do something like super, super vigorous, to hurt yourself, until you feel it. No, do something that you can do. But take that a step further and push yourself to even do better. Now, don't overexert yourself to the point where you got to be hospitalized or, something like that. But work. Your body is a machine. It wants to be worked. It wants to function in a way where it's pushed and it feels that push so that it can see results. But with that, get proper rest. Eat the right thing. Make sure you always replenish your body with healthy foods. Of course, we all talk about fruits and vegetables all the time with lean meats, watch the sodium intake. Because that's one thing I do all the time when I'm at the stores now, Walmart or somewhere, Food Lion or Buy Low, whatever it may be. I'm always looking at the salt intake or sodium level, the sugar level, the total fat, the cholesterol, how much fiber. Just think I need protein in it because I need protein. Watch those things so that you'll be aware of what's going on and understand. And I know I won't get into the deepness of it, but your body mass index, know what that is. If you how much body fat you have, if you feel like you're overweight or if you feel like you need a change in that as well, weigh yourself. It's good to weigh yourself even in the morning times. And if you Because, by the time you go throughout the day, you've eaten and stuff, so it's not going to give you a true reading. But when you wake up in the morning, as you go and brush your teeth, right before you say your prayer and all that good stuff, and you're in the bathroom, weigh yourself. See how much you weigh. And do it on a consistent level as well, so you can see your progress about the same time of the morning every single day. Yeah, just those little things, those little changes, instead of going to the snack machine and getting that honey bun that's so delicious, by the way, especially when you warm it up, but take you some fruit. Find stuff that you like that's healthy. I'm a strawberry fan. I'm a berry fan. I like bananas and apples and grapes. And, the more colorful a lot of times your plate is, the more healthier it's going to be. So find little things that you like and work your way up. And you'll start feeling different. A lot of times, sometimes you can even park further when you're at the grocery store or when you're at a department store so that you can walk in, so you can get those steps so that your heart can start beating and pumping and feeling great. So oxygen can flow through, because you got a work to do for the kingdom. You got a great, great work to do for the kingdom. And you can't do it unhealthy. Successfully. You know what I mean? You got to be on point. You got to be on target. You got to be alert so you can hear the voice of God. You don't want to become slouchy and lazy and, and acting like you can't make it no more. No, you have work to do. And the more you just move those arms, if you move those legs, if you, do some crunches, if you do some sit-ups, some push-ups, some weightlifting, if you buy some weights and just start with that, you'll start seeing a change and feeling a difference. And it's imperative. It's very, very important, but it helps and it will help. I'll say this in my closing, you guys. A lot of people are always wondering about how can I stay motivated in order to stay healthy? Because what if I fall off the bandwagon? I want to get back on, I don't want to keep falling and get back on and lose and give it, But I think one of the main things is, for me, I said, I got to stay motivated because there are some times, especially like when the holidays come, that food be good during the holidays. And you're like, I don't want to overindulge, but I want to do it in moderation. Or when you go to a restaurant, that food be smelling good. For one of the things I do is when I go to a restaurant, I always try to find like what they got healthy. If they ain't got nothing healthy on their menu, I don't need to be here. I need to go to another restaurant. And another thing is, what really made me want to stay motivated was in 2020, I decided that, I'm just going to become a certified fitness trainer so I can help other people in the aspect of healthy eating and living and all that good stuff and exercise. And I said, if I do that, then I have a responsibility to continue, because if you're a fitness trainer and you're not, following the standards of what being a fitness trainer is all about, then you're really not. You're a hypocrite, And I was like, I ain't no hypocrite. I'm on my way to heaven. And I'm so glad. So, I said that would motivate me to stay on track. So a lot of times just finding something that motivates you. First of all, like I always say, do it for yourself first and realize this is for me. My health is going to help me, and find something that keeps you motivated. Some people say their kids keep them motivated. Their spouse keeps them motivated. Knowing that they have to do a specific job or in a specific position keeps them motivated to want to stay healthy, to want to stay on point. Thinking about my old diagnosis with my blood pressure, you guys, and the doctor actually telling me you could possibly die. That keep me motivated because I want to live, And if I think about that a lot, that probably definitely is a motivation right there, So find something that keeps you motivated, excited about it. Hook up with somebody, let somebody know, y'all inbox me any questions you may have, at times too. I want to keep you motivated too. I want you to live and successfully do this work of the Lord to the best of your ability so that he'll be pleased and so that the devil will be defeated. The devil would love if we all just take our health and fitness for granted and to live sick for our days when we can help it by making some necessary changes, by changing our eating habits. One of the things that really helped me a lot to you guys, that air fryer. Y'all know that air fryer. Because I love chicken. I love some chicken. I love chicken and a whole lot of other things too. But definitely putting chicken in that air fryer, man. Oh my goodness. And not frying it with all that grease. Ooh. But eating it a healthier way. Finding alternatives to step that you may have liked that wasn't good for you, but finding a better source or a better ingredient to use versus what you were using before, it will let you go a long way. Listen, I'm praying for you. You pray for me. Let's stay physically fit. Let's stay on point. Let's remember that our body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, and we have to make sure that we take care of it, be responsible for what God has given us, and exercise that body, eat right, appreciate what God has created, because he created you. So appreciate it. Show him that you love him. Show him that you are thankful, grateful for what he's given to you by taking care of it. Drink all that good water. Let's let go of these sodas. They shouldn't be every meal. From time to time, once in every blue moon, I'll let you have that. But I feel a boot camp coming on. Anybody feel like going on a boot camp? I need to start a boot camp. Yes, but you can do it. You can do it. You have a great work to do. I have confidence in you. I believe in you. I trust that God has a great work for you to do as well. And I want you, my brother and my sister, to get it done and to do the will of the Lord successfully. Eat right. Even if it's small changes that you make. Those little small changes, when you see results, are going to make you want to make even bigger changes and become better and be the best person you possibly can be. Love y'all. God bless you.
Thank you for watching another episode of My Mission is Ministry, The Cost to Live. We hope that something was said that inspired and encouraged you. Feel free to like and subscribe to our Facebook and YouTube page at My Mission is Ministry. Well, until next week, remember, whatever gift that God has given you, make it into a ministry.